Wake up with the BCE News. We welcome staff, students, and visitors to our broadcast. We begin our broadcast with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand for the pledge. We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today is Friday, February 3rd. It is a day 3 on the specialist schedule. Here's today's top stories. Weather and lunch. The weather is sunny with a high of 26. The lunch is curly spaghetti with sauce. Sides are steamed broccoli and school-baked garlic breadsticks. Fresh and hand-served fruit, assorted fresh veggies with dip, alternate Munchy Bunch Yum Box, or Uncrustable string cheese. Super Bowl treat sports grams. Here's today's joke. What do you call a royal groundhog? A groundhog. Ha 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 ha! The groundhog saw his shadow yesterday, so winter will continue for at least 6 more weeks. Today, in 2005, Alberto Gonzalez became the first Hispanic Attorney General. Please welcome Mrs. Best.
Well, happy Friday, everybody. As you can see, I have a special friend, Gus the Giraffe, with me today, and I'll be announcing some more winners from PE in just a little bit. But a couple quick reminders to everyone. Boys and girls, remember, on the bus, I had a couple friends talk to me this morning that it is important that you stay seated on your pockets until the bus comes to a complete stop. Even this morning, as some students and buses were coming in, there were reports that students were standing before the bus actually stopped in the bus loop. We are finishing up session 1 of I Wonder Camp next week, and session 2 starts right away on Valentine's Day with an emphasis in reading for students in grades 2, 3, and 4. If you haven't brought your slips in, come and see me. We are wrapping up Pennies for Patients. We still got a lot of donations that came in this week, and I will be taking them to give us a grand total for next week. So thank you to everybody who contributed to that. And then, of course, next week we have our next late start day on February 9th with the emphasis on sharpening the saw, and that means taking care of ourselves, our body, our mind, and our soul. So quickly, let me just go ahead and read off some winners for Gus the Giraffe for raising more than $150 online. So Avery Hansen from Miss Benson's homeroom, and Daphne from Miss Currance's homeroom, and then Madeline from Miss Butine's homeroom. Please come down to the PE office to claim your Gus the Giraffe. Also next week, don't forget that we're starting roller skating during your PE time. You can bring your own helmet and leave it at school for the next 2 weeks, or you can borrow a helmet from Bluff Creek. And I know that I'm looking forward to coming down to PE classes and roller skating, one of my most favorite things to do here at Bluff Creek. I'm going to go ahead and read off all the Paw Pride winners for today, and those friends can go ahead and meet us down in the Media Center. And if you're watching this announcement later, then just come down to the office and get your prize. So our first grade winners in Mrs. Benson's class is Anna Kay. In Mrs. Boulat's class, we have Rama. In Mrs. Wilkinson's class, we have Alex Olson. And then in Mrs. Williams' class, we have Colin K. Our second grade winners. In Mrs. Bogart's class, we have Dominic. In Mrs. McMahon's class, we have Graham H. In Mrs. Tellinghuisen's class, we have Jace. And then in Mrs. Taylor Thone's class, we have Ethan N. So our third grade winners today are in Mr. Gustafson's room, Raquela. In Mrs. Swenson's room, we have Athena. In Mrs. Torrey's room, we have Leah. And then in Miss Becker's room, we have Lexia. Our fourth and fifth grade winners, in Mrs. Meyer's class, we have Tyler B. In Mrs. Rowley's class, we have Ellie Hansen-Syverson. In Miss Constantine's class, we have Lena. In Mrs. Henderson's class, we have Cam S. In Mrs. Curtis's class, we have Greta. And then in Mrs. Akers' class, we have Megan L. Our kindergarten friends, those winners are, in Miss Kearns' class is Nevea. In Miss Van Bergen's class, we have Andrew W. In Mrs. Palmetier's class, we have Caden H. And in Mrs. Reeves' class, we have Ruby. In our Kinder Academy friends, in Mrs. Butine's class, we have George. In Mrs. Schroeder's class, we have William T. In Miss Schwichtenberg's class, we have Noah. In Miss Kepsel's class, we have Ian. And in Mrs. Hanson's class, we have Micah. And then in Mrs. Hall's and Mr. Langerby's class, we have Julian. So come on down. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Our broadcast was brought to you by Charlie Wallace, Gunnar Bergstrom, and on tech crew, Nora Milner and Cecilia McNeil. Have a great day at school and remember to roar with pride. Roar.
Wow, that was like so exciting. You guys did an awesome job.
No.
I'm going to give you guys each.
Oh, my name, we should leave it on.